Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns. Welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the cards and stars come together to bring you spiritual insights for your life. You can subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications for when I have new videos. Visit my website for a special introductory offer, internetpsychicreadings.com. The link will be below. Now, let's take a close look at the power of the stars and the cards. Virgo, the card for the first week of the month is the Chariot. Now, there's going to be a very important meaning for this card because of the aspects that Mercury are going to make for the week. And it's going to be very unusual. And as you can see in the card, she is holding on very tightly and she is steering and she is leading the way she wants to go. Now, this is going to be very important, and the idea of making adjustments will have to be important, because what is going to happen is you're going to have Mercury down here squaring Saturn twice and changing direction in 1 week. Now, that's really unusual, and this is going to be affecting Mercury in your second house and Saturn in your fifth house. So you're going to have to be careful with your money and your resources. So you must follow your budget and watch your bills. Reckless spending must be controlled. The double Saturn square, as I said, is very unusual and warns you not to mix business with pleasure or finances with pleasure. If you do, you may be begging for trouble. Now, creative projects may also have to be put on hold or adjusted. Now, this will be extremely important because by the end of the week, Mercury is going to be changing directions. So Mercury starts retrograde and then goes direct. And at the same time, the moon will be moving into a triple opposition here with Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. And that can throw off anybody off their emotional balance. So it's a good idea to hold on and know where you're going. The card for the second week is the Hierophant. And this is a very powerful card. You can see the Hierophant is very stable where he is seated and he is elevated. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But first of all, let's look at Venus and Mars, because Venus is going to be in the second house and she wants you to spend some money. That's the house of money, and Venus loves spending money. She wants to buy nice things. So you can go shopping, but check your savings first, check your bank balance, and make sure your investments are all up to par. Now, the opposition to Mars in the 8th house warns you not to be too enthusiastic in your social pursuits. Some people may have a hidden agenda, so you're going to have to be very aware of the sense, the intuition that you get about other people, and don't abuse your money or other people's money or possessions. That's really difficult. Now, the reason why the Hierophant is so important is because there is an exact Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in the 5th house of creativity and romance. Woo! And love and romance can enrich your life. Now, this is what I call the kingmaker or the king breaker. So this is a very powerful aspect, and it can bring great changes into this area of your life: creativity, romance, or children, things of that nature. Now, the other thing that's going to be happening in this week is that Mars is going to be moving forward. And again, this is the house of sensuality and joint resources, joint energy you share with other people. So it's an important time to know what you share with others and what you must do on your own. Don't get that confused. The card for the third week is the Fool, one of my favorite cards. The Fool is just as you can see, running happily along, not really looking where she is going in this card. But that's not necessarily bad, because the Fool is the beginning of new things. And there is a new moon, and that's going to be in the third house, where activities, ideas, propositions, analysis, and all sorts of abilities to be able to take the good that you want and leave the rest behind. And there's a very important time to make sure that you do not allow yourself to become confused. So don't obsess about things, make wise decisions. And if you make some new acquaintances, they may bring a bit of intensity in your life. Now, Venus in the second house of your chart is going to inspire you to go shopping. But again, make sure you check your bank balance and your investments. And a triple square to Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn, that really tells you to be careful about, what you really want, what you need for enjoyment, not to mix business and pleasure. If you do, you may find some trouble, and just like the Fool not looking where they're going, don't take silly chances. Not a good time to do that. The final card, or the final week of the month, is the Queen of Wands. And although she looks a little stern in this card, she really isn't that bad. I mean, she is there to help because she has been successful. She knows what she's doing. She is clear. She is looking straight ahead. So don't worry about this queen. Even though she looks a little bit stern, she really can be very helpful. Now, this is important, especially with mind and communications, because Mercury down in your third house is energizing your mind. And this helps solidify plans for travel, for education. It helps you clarify your ideas and be able to communicate them to others. And this is also really helped by a trine that Mercury has to Neptune. Neptune is also with the moon, and this is into your seventh house, which can bring a new spiritual meaning through your personal and your professional relationships. Your sensitivity and your idealism will be appreciated. Now, Venus will move into an opposition to Uranus. So that's where you have to be a little bit careful. You must maintain balance between what you believe and what other people believe, what you say and what you hear. So there may be some misunderstanding and there may be some conflicts. So don't allow that to happen. Respect other people's beliefs, and they may also respect yours. I'd like to thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe because these videos are free, and hit the little bell for notifications. And for a special offer, visit my website, internetpsychicreadings.com.